Ladies and gentlemen, the weed cap back on your bitch ass. I'm your host, Caleb. With me, as always, is my illustrious fiance, Lauren. Lauren, say hello to the folks at home.
Hi, guys.
And we have no time to spare. Let's get right into it this week. There are CEOs dead on the streets.
Yeah.
There are CEOs dead on the streets, and
Quite frankly, people are happy about it.
Yeah, well, it's the Christmas season. So, I mean, it literally is, everything is better at Christmas. Have you ever listened to the song Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer?
No, it's brutal.
It's fucking dark.
Yeah.
And by the way, the grandfather killed her. That's the whole point of the song.
Oh, is that it's a cover up?
Yeah, like he's like winking. He's like, oh, yeah.
That's what they... And then there's a movie about it, too. I mean,
I've never seen the
animated movie.
But look, Grandpa finally had enough of Grandma.
We should do an episode on
and
it.
he murdered her, but it's Christmas, so like...
Everybody just kind of like pushes it aside and blames it on Santa.
Torres, whatever they're saying. I hope it's not Torres. That sounds Mexican. Not that I have anything against our Mexican brethren.
I actually have no idea what I don't think it's real words.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Maybe at some point there. Anyway, what's the episode on today? Because it's none of what we're talking about.
This is a movie that I didn't know was universally panned. Okay, until I just was doing the show notes right now. Because guys, when we started this podcast and we had more of a structure, I used to do like extensive research and take extensive notes.
Yeah.
And then eventually I stopped doing that because
You've been lacking.
I'm lazy. And I realized that I probably need to go back to doing show notes. So I've got a couple show notes. You probably will notice no increase in show quality.
Right.
But maybe we'll just be a little bit more on topic, or at least
more structured.
Yeah, maybe there'll be a lot less of me going, I don't know.
Maybe a lot less of you talking about your dick?
No, there's still going to be a lot of dick talk. So if you don't like the dick talk, I recommend you don't listen. Probably going to be some Mark Wahlberg talk. He's not even in this movie. This movie came out November 24th, 2004, which is a Wednesday. During a leap year.
Okay, so it wasn't Thanksgiving or anything.
It was, well, normally they come out on Fridays.
Mm-hmm.
The first showing was the day before Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
yeah.
I knew it.
So that's a good movie to go see, because the next day is chill. You got nothing to do.
I think it's a lot of people's traditions to go to the movies around Thanksgiving.
Yep. So the number one song when this movie came out, which I've never even heard, is My Boo with Usher and Alicia Keys.
Are you kidding me?
What?
You've never heard the song My Boo?
So I kept trying to like...
Started we were younger, you were mine, my boo.
No. So I didn't know that one at all. As a matter of fact...
Wow.
For some reason in my head
Always be my... Oh, I can't even give it justice because I'm not Alicia Keys or Usher, obviously.
I don't understand because in my...
Such a good song.
Yeah, but in my head I keep going, my boo, my boo. Is that My Girl? Talking about my boo.
Yeah, that's literally My Girl. My Girl.
Okay. So that was the song. The movie takes place in Riverside, which is a suburb of Chicago. You know that because you can hear gunshots in the distance throughout the course of this movie. It is Christmas with the Kranks, guys. It's Christmas with the Kranks.
We love this movie.
Had no idea it was universally panned until I looked it up, and people fucking hate this movie. Had no idea. It stars Tim Allen. Jamie Lee Curtis, Dan Aykroyd, Eric Pursullivan, which is Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah, it's a star-studded cast. Who's the cop?
Cheech Marin.
Yeah.
Cheech from Cheech and Chong. I mean, it's just a fucking star-studded cast.
And people hate this movie?
Yeah, I mean, like, it's got horrible reviews. I mean, like it was universally... Okay, so, like, here, the critical response... Rotten Tomatoes, 5% of 134 reviews are positive, with an
5%.
Yes, with an average rating of 3.2 out of 10. The website's consensus reads a mirthless movie, which, by the way, I don't know what mirth is, but I do. Every time I hear the word mirth, I think about Garth from Wayne's World because he drove a Mirthmobile. I don't know what mirth is.
Mirth is what they brought baby Jesus in the Three Wise Men. Didn't they bring him like mirth and gold, or
I thought mirth,
frankincense and mirth?
I thought mirth was the dried jism on the inside of your boxers after you have sex, assuming you can't take a shower.
A bath or anything.
I mean, sometimes you gotta gleave right after.
I hate to gleave right after.
You hate to gleave right after? I like to gleave right after. I like to get the fuck out. No, I'm just kidding. I like to cuddle. So, Lauren,
Dig into that aftercare.
I need a recap after. I mean, that's what the podcast is called, the Week Cap. I need to lay there and bask in it. Lauren is like a guy. Lauren's like, all right, champ, I gotta go out in the kitchen. Dude, I'm like, don't you want to...
It's important to pee after sex, guys. That's all I'm going to say, is that I take pride.
I just want to... Yeah, but like not while I'm still uninserting.
Okay, that's
you're like
a
rolling
dramatic.
off... Okay,
that's dramatic.
well,
That's
is it that dramatic? I don't know if it's that dramatic. So I just want to, I want someone to tussle my hair. I want someone to say, that was good. Just anything.
I do say
I'm just saying, but like, I'm...
all the time.
You literally would be like you turn into like a guy. It's so role reversal of like a normal thing, because like you treat me like, we've been together for 10 years. You treat me like a booty call. Crazy. It's okay. It's not a big deal. I love you to death. Use me for my body.
Fucking.
A mirthless movie as fresh as last year's fruitcake. I love fruitcake, by the way.
That explains a lot. Everybody can tell.
I'm a huge fan of fruitcake.
You don't say.
Well, listen, bro. I'm sorry. Sorry that I'd like to be held after an intimate moment, bro. Champ, big guy. How you doing?
Oh my God.
Christmas with the Kranks is a coarse, garish comedy that promotes conformity. You should conform. You should conform. You should. Traditions are traditions for a reason, okay?
No.
You should have a traditional Christmas, and if you don't, you're going to hell. I mean, that's just all there is to it. Let me set you up for a Christmas.
It's either Santa or Satan.
If you're a devil worshiper or a harlot or a lecherous woman or a lecherous man listening to this podcast and you don't know how to have a good, decent Christian Christmas, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna walk you through it right now. Okay, so just so we're clear, okay, the Christmas season starts the week of Thanksgiving. Doesn't start the week after, doesn't start the week before. Although the Christmas season really starts the day after Halloween, but there's a Thanksgiving season, which people don't seem to understand. And Thanksgiving, and what is Thanksgiving? It's foreplay for Christmas, okay? That's all Thanksgiving is. It's foreplay. It's fiddling around. It's playing in the lobby.
We like it, though.
Of course it's important. Because if you don't have the fucking Thanksgiving foreplay, your Christmas is going to be dry and unloving.
Drab.
Dry and drab. So you're going to...
And you need...
Here's what you're going to do. Okay, you're going to have
a wet, sloppy Christmas.
Yeah, you need to have a wet, sloppy, dripping, throbbing, pulsating Christmas. Yeah. Okay, guys?
That's what a Christian Christmas
You got to have, for your Christmas, your Christian Christmas is got to be fat with a pH. Yeah. It's got to be shaven. It needs to be, it needs at least shaven down the sides. It needs to be, after that, okay.
Got a little sidetrack.
It's got to, it's got to be shaven on the side. You got to be dripping with Christmas. Dripping with the Christmas spirit. Yeah. You have to touch your Christmas. And a strand of Christmas spirit has to come off of it. That's when you know you're ready for Christmas.
You're ready for Christmas.
You have to know you're ready for Christmas.
Christian Christmas.
Your Christian Holy Christmas. And that's
keeping Jesus in mind as well. I mean,
yes. So here's the next thing that you're gonna do to start your. Here's what you're gonna do. Okay, the first thing you're gonna do is you're not gonna be one of those contrarian pieces of shit. I'm just gonna come right out and say it. Who goes, I can't stand Christmas music. It's 25 to 35 days out of the year. Mm-hmm. Put on your big boy pants.
Listen to the same 15 songs by 15 different artists.
Fucking grow up. And if I hear you don't want to listen to Wham or you don't want to hear Michael Bublé, I don't give a fuck. Put on your big boy pants and listen to it because it's a cultural thing. It's something that brings us all together, okay? Conformity's good. So you're gonna do that, okay? You're gonna start listening to Christmas music. Well, let's just start it to begin with. You're gonna wake up on Thanksgiving morning, okay?
Thanksgiving.
You're gonna get nice and baked. You gotta get stoned. That's a big part of this. You gotta be
put the turkey in and then bake yourself.
Bake yourself. Bake yourself. You need to bake yourself.
Bake yourself before you bake them potatoes.
Yes. If you hear banging in the background, our neighbors are apparently doing construction on a Sunday for some reason.
3 p.m.
It's ridiculous. Unreal. I'm trying to talk about a wet-ass Christmas over here.
Wet-ass Christian Christmas.
Wet-ass Christian Christmas. So, anyways, you're going to listen to the Christmas. You're going to get baked. You're going to watch the Macy's Parade. Mm-hmm. Watch the Macy's Parade.
Until Santa comes on.
That is the most important thing you can do on Thanksgiving beside watch the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, sometimes you have to turn the parade off because the Lions come on.
The parade is over when the Detroit Lions play. The Detroit Lions play at 12:30.
Cut it off before Santa comes on because the parade goes until 12:30 and Santa's the last motherfucker in that thing.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, here's the deal. You got to watch the pre-football coverage on Thanksgiving because it's Christmas themed. It's Thanksgiving and Christmas themed.
House.
You hear sleigh bells. You hear Michael Strahan talking. He's like, and they got to get around the perimeter. And then there's like, ding, 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 ding. Don't wide-eye me.
I don't know who that is.
It's fine. He's the guy with gap teeth who used to be on Regis and Michael, whatever. So you got to watch that. And then you're going to listen to Christmas music. You're going to decorate for Christmas on Black Friday.
Yeah.
No excuses.
Don't wait.
I don't care if you work. If you have to work on Friday, number one, find a better job. Number two, when you get home from work, put on Christmas music and fight with your spouse about how to put the fake tree together. Because if you get a real tree, you're a sucker. Hey, that's fine. It's nothing wrong with...
No, it's a scam. I heard some places are charging $23 a foot. The average Christmas tree is like 5 to 6 feet.
$23 a foot, huh?
I don't know.
Oh, your boy's working with $11 for your wet ass Christmas. So
right.
Then you're going to get your fake tree. You're going to fight with your spouse or your partner, or if no one's there, air your grievances.
With yourself?
With your boss, with your piece of shit coworkers. Maybe there's a white trash cunt with a mullet who does the accounting, and maybe she was shitty to you this week, and you're going to come home, and if you don't have someone to fight with, if you have someone to fight with, you're going to take it out on that person. If you don't have someone to fight with, you're going to fight with yourself, and don't worry because no one can hear you. And honestly, if your neighbors hear you, they would never think, oh, that guy's or that girl is crazy enough to be fighting with themselves. They would assume you're fighting with someone who's quiet. Yeah, exactly, or is soft-spoken. You're going to put your stuff up. You're going to apologize. You're going to apologize. That's a big thing because you can't go to bed on Black Friday, the start of the Christmas season, upset.
Angry.
You're going to apologize. You're going to pop on Christmas with the Kranks. You're going to watch whatever Christmas movie.
Watch the conformity.
There's you're going to Jingle All the Way. You got Elf. You got Home Alone 2, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. You're not going to watch Die Hard because you're not a fucking chump. You're not a chump.
It's too early to watch Die Hard.
You're not gonna. Well, it doesn't matter because it's. Everybody's like, oh, it's a Christmas movie. Yeah, okay,
no.
Sure. Tons of movies take place at Christmas. Okay,
doesn't make them a Christmas.
Does
movie.
not make. It's about the Christmas spirit. There's no Christmas spirit there. It's cheap.
Well, he saves a bunch of people.
That's not what Christmas is about.
What's it about?
Christmas is about warm, sticky, silky, gooey Christmas spirit and love. So you're gonna celebrate the Christmas season with your loved ones or by yourself, because I'll tell you, I sometimes during the Christmas season you're gonna go, if you have a partner or spouse, you're gonna go, wow, I wish I was alone. You know, that's all.
I don't think you've ever thought that in your life.
Had thought what?
That you wish you were alone.
No, I'd never thought that. I don't like to be alone.
Right.
I don't like to be alone. I like to lay with my arm around my partner after coitus and just be told how much I'm loved is what I would like. But so after Riverside, Illinois couple Luther and Nora Krank, played respectively by Tim Allen and
Jamie Lee Curtis.
I keep wanting to say Kirstie Alley for some reason.
Dude, I knew you were going to say that.
Jamie Lee Curtis. They see their daughter Blair depart for the Peace Corps assignment in Peru on the Sunday following Thanksgiving.
Bye, bitch.
So their daughter is a crusty, dirty hippie who thinks that she's going to go to
She's going to go change the
First
world.
of all, you don't need to go to Peru. They're roasting guinea pigs on fucking twigs. There's no help to offer them.
That's what they eat there, I think.
Exactly. They're not doing that for fun. That's not a toy to them.
They like it.
Yes, they like that.
I think it's like a deer, though. They're like overpopulated there.
Yeah, but it's a varmint.
That's why they need peace people.
There are tons of squirrels out there. Whatever.
I think people eat squirrels too.
I got a buddy who went to Peru and he ate a guinea pig. Yeah, There's only one friend of mine who has the economic means that would have gone to Peru that you would know about.
What did it taste like?
I don't remember, but he
Probably chicken.
He also smuggled back coca leaves betwixt the pages of books.
Smart.
And we chewed them one night when I very first met him. They were just like regular leaves. He put them between the pages of books, flew back to the United States.
Okay.
He's like, hey, I have these. I was like, oh yeah, I've always wanted to try that. Not cocaine, mind you, but you pack it in like a lip. You know, I used to be a chewing tobacco user and a nicotine pouch user and a Swedish snus user.
Do I know this story?
I think.
Did you say a Swedish fish user?
Swedish snus. Oh. It's general Swedish snus. It's you put it in your top lip. Remember when I worked, there are a couple places I did it, but
it really doesn't matter.
I haven't had it for a while.
Go back to your little leaf story.
Okay, so I packed them into my lip, and nothing happened except for my face went numb. Like the side of that I put it in, it was like you could poke it and not feel it. It was crazy.
But like nothing else happened.
Nothing else happened. I didn't feel a single thing.
Were you supposed to chew it?
We did. We worked it around like a big league chew. It did nothing. So
anyway.
That's how poor they are.
That they have to chew leaves.
That's a drug to them.
Oh.
They're like, this is great. I took a bunch of these leaves last night and my face went numb. They're like, this is great. This is so much better than those wasp stings that we've been doing recreationally. Because you're down there, there's like, I don't think it's good there. I don't know about that. It's not good here.
I think they just live in the mountains there.
It's not good here. Yeah. Well, they're like
farmers.
Either that's how they find those things out. They're like, I'm going to eat this plant. It's either going to get me high or I'm going to die. Either way, win-win. So, Luther, after empty nest syndrome kicks in, Luther, played by Tim Allen, calculates that they spend $6,132 during the previous year's holiday season. Now, I've done some math to do that to today's.
Yeah, what is that?
It's almost $16,000.
In our year, Lord, 2024.
In 2004, for $6,132, you could live for like 3 months in like a 2-story home in a suburbia. Just to clarify, okay?
Wow. Fuck that.
And he is a cheap motherfucker, so he's not looking forward to celebrating Christmas without their daughter.
Right.
He suggests that they invest the money usually spent on decorations, gifts, entertainment. And by the way, I'm adding this because it just says decorations, gifts, and entertainment on the notes here. But also charity. They give a big amount to charity, and he doesn't want to do it anymore. Yeah. So they need to I'm going to edit this Wikipedia page as soon as we're done. I'll leave this up. They treat themselves. He wants to treat themselves to a 10-day Caribbean cruise instead. Mm-hmm. Luther insists that they completely boycott the holidays altogether, but Nora initially objects. Nora is his wife, played by Jamie Lee Curtis. Which, by the way, while he's floating this to her, he tells her to close her eyes, and she thinks that they're gonna fuck.
Yeah,
and she's like, "It's not even Saturday night."
She literally—that's the funniest part of that whole movie.
And then she drinks his wine, because she's gonna have to fuck him. So she's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna have to be drunk for this." Tim Allen's fucking flopping around on top of me.
No, she likes it. She zhuzhes herself up and everything.
She zhuzhes herself up. Yeah. She does kind of.
She does. She drinks the wine, and then she's like, "Ooh, ooh," and then she unbuttons her shirt. Mm-hmm. But then he comes back and it's like, hey, we're going on a cruise.
He comes back
what the fuck?
with a fucking boombox on his shoulder, wearing a Hawaiian shirt and sunglasses. She doesn't want to, but she eventually agrees after convincing Luther to at least donate to local charities as they do every year. Yeah. Now, he agrees to only donate to one charity. If I'm correct.
I don't remember that part. I don't know.
He's like, she's like, we're still going to do the donations, and he like works her down.
Like negotiates.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say something else, but I didn't.
Bastard.
The Kranks discover that they are considered pariahs due to their decision to skip the holidays because their neighbors are very nosy, and we know something about that.
They also throw a Christmas party every year, and they're just not going to do it.
Yeah, well, yeah. But all along the street, they're all big Christmas people.
Yeah, and
They
not
all
buying the stuff they usually buy. They're not doing the things they usually do.
They coordinate. They coordinate their decorations with their neighbors. They're not buying the fireman's calendar or buying their trees from the people they normally
the Frosty,
do.
the snowman out.
Yeah. So.
So the neighbors are really upset about that.
Yeah, most vocal in their objections are neighbors Vic Fromeyer and Walt Skeel. Vic, the self-proclaimed leader of the street, played by Dan Aykroyd, organizes a campaign to force the Kranks to decorate their home. Walt does not seem to like Luther, so his efforts are primarily personal. However, it is revealed that Walt's wife, Bev, is suffering from cancer, perhaps dampening his holiday spirits. I like how they put perhaps in those notes. Like, yeah, it's just a wet-ass Christmas. We're over here. Yeah, she's got cancer, but everything's fine.
Right.
Everything's cool. No, we're just business as usual.
Also, like, it's crazy to think that this old man whose wife has cancer would be concerned so much that his friend isn't putting up his Christmas decorations. Like,
yeah. So they, the all the kids and the neighbors, they try to carol them to carol outside their house and get them to go. They're like, no. They're fucking, they go tanning. They're like, we're going on a cruise.
They're ready to go.
And then they stand their ground, too. I mean, that's the biggest thing. And let me tell you guys something. The biggest problem with this entire movie, this movie would have been a non-issue. There would be no movie to make if it weren't for the nosy neighbors.
That's true.
We know something ourselves about some nosy neighbors.
We've already commented on our neighbors once, but let me tell you.
Yeah, we've got in our neighbors, guys. We live in a
community,
a pseudo retirement community where when we first moved in here, we were the youngest people around by maybe 60 years.
I would say 40.
Okay, 40, but I mean that's a big difference. The lady beside us celebrated her 101st birthday while we were here. Mm-hmm. So
she also unfortunately passed away while we
were here. And God bless her. R.I.P. So
she was the best neighbor we had. She never.
I hope her Christmas is dripping in heaven. So yeah, she's the best neighbor we had. We never heard her, but I know she heard us.
Okay.
Because there was a time, I just want to come out and let's just be real. There was a period of time where we were like, oh, she must have passed away. Next door is empty. And by the way, our bed butts up against that shared wall. Door, yeah. And we were like, oh, she hasn't been there for months. And then one night, and so we were carrying on like there was no one beside us. Let's put it this way. We were operating as if there was no one on the other end of that headboard. And then,
one night we saw an ambulance.
Yeah, one night at like 2 a.m., the dog freaks out, and we come outside, and the whole place is lit up with red and blue fucking ambulance lights. And we're taking turns looking at the people, and they carry her out like a bag of groceries.
Crazy.
They're like a load of groceries, just a bunch of firemen. They have like
really sad.
It's crazy. And I was
really sad.
It was sad, but I was like, oh man, she
never came back after that.
She was over there. No, she didn't.
She was so old, she probably couldn't hear.
Yeah, I choose to believe that she heard and she liked it, but. Anyways, so the couple's packing for the cruise on Christmas Eve morning when they receive a call from Blair, who announces that she is at Miami International Airport, en route home with her Peruvian fiancé Enrique as a surprise for her parents. Now, this is something else.
She's been gone for a month, or
no? Yeah, I mean this. Like the final event of this movie takes place on Christmas Eve, right. So she met. Once again, these crusty, hippie, festival-going, gang-banged in a tent on ketamine fucking daughter goes down to Peru, meets the first guy with a strong jawline and sideburns, opens her legs.
He's in the Peace Corps, isn't he, too?
Or no, he's a Peruvian national. He's down there eating guinea pig off a stick, and she goes, you know what? I'd like to spread my legs for him. So and it must have been good. He must be hung like a Peruvian fucking sired horse.
Why is that? Because
she immediately wants to marry him after several weeks to a month. She goes, I want this forever. And he says, see? So when Blair asks if they're having their usual party on Christmas Eve night, a panicked Nora says yes, which, by the way, this is how you know this movie's not true, because any other mom would be like, no, You told me you weren't coming home.
Yep.
You told me that you were going to be in Peru. You
Yep.
chose to go to Peru. You had to save the world. You couldn't
Yep.
save your parents. You had to save the world. You had to go down there and get some Peruvian pipe. You said you were going to get some Peruvian pipe, and it sounds like you got a real pipe layer. If he's got a ring on your finger. And the plus side of that is maybe Blair is giving Enrique that crazy, because he's the one who really has to put a ring on. I don't think she proposed to him.
No, you're right. She must have been doing some shit.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, like, how quick? You know that they fucked on the first date. They had to for that much, right? Unless they fucked for the first time like a couple days, and they were like, she was like, it was
pussy's so good he had.
It
to
was
engage.
like it was like
he had the fiance.
It was like and she was like, you have got to meet my parents. Maybe it was, we're going home for you fucked me so good, we're going home for Christmas.
Oh,
yeah.
Or maybe it was an accidental pregnancy.
You fucked me so good, I'm on Expedia. I'm buying tickets, bitch. Lay that Peruvian pipe so goddamn good. So Nora is scrambling to find food. Now this is where things are going to get
gross.
Pretty gross, guys, because one of the things that Jamie Lee Curtis's character Nora is scrambling to find, which is she's scrambling to find it because it's Blair's favorite Christmas item.
Yeah, it's a different
is a Mel's hickory ham in a can.
Right.
Okay? I want you guys to know that. It's ham in a can. If you're listening to this episode, you saw the Instagram post where today, myself and my lovely fiance prepared a ham in a can for this episode, because we love doing this podcast, and we're going to do more things like this. We're going to try to do thematic things and document them based on the movie that week. So this. I mean, we prepared. First of all, we took a canned ham. It came out. It was covered in gel. Yeah. Like, it literally looked like it was covered in fucking pork.
I'd like to say something too. We enjoy Spam.
I don't have a problem with Spam, but this was like this was a triangular ham covered in pork scented icy hot. It made a suction sound when I flipped it over and put it in the pan. It was like
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Wet ass ham.
And then what'd you do? You scored it.
I scored it, and I'm a master scorer.
For the package, it did say on there.
It said to score it.
You could eat it.
Well, this is the thing that I don't understand, is that it says the packaging on this ham says chill before opening. Okay, which is weird, because why would I need to do that? Chill before opening. Maybe that makes the gel. Maybe that does something to the gel.
Yeah, maybe.
Because whatever it was slurping and sliming all over us. So maybe that does something to the gel. But either way, I scored it, covered it in brown sugar and ham per the directions. Mm-hmm. We cooked it. We had to temp it for some reason. It's fully cooked, but it says to heat thoroughly to 130 degrees. We did that. Yeah.
Then we broiled it.
Yep. Then I broiled the top, and then I torched the top as well to get some, because the edges of a scored nice holiday ham, where it's like almost black, but it's covered in the goo, is the best thing that you can eat around the holidays. I'll go beside a Thanksgiving sandwich and some pumpkin pie or a sweet potato pie. That's the best. That's all you're gonna get. Ham
Crispies.
We went ahead and we tried it, and this is all documented, and it tastes like cat food.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Sponge.
Cat food. You could cut it with a
spoon.
I was gonna say a sweet nothing.
Oh.
You could whisper.
And it'd fall apart.
You could get down real low, and you could line it up, and you could go, "Hey, cut yourself." Cut yourself, which is what I used to say to my emo girlfriend in high school. Oh. I'm joking. Cut yourself. And it would fall apart, and it cut, and let me tell you, I don't know what figgy pudding is, but that's some fucking figgy pudding. It was the consistency of a meat pudding. It was disgusting.
Yeah. Where it was on the edge, I was going to say where it was edged.
Oh.
On the edges where he
Lord have mercy.
Torched it.
I'm about to bust.
Where he torched it was okay.
It was okay, but it wasn't good. It was
The consistency was so bad I couldn't even look at it anymore.
Yeah, it wasn't a good. And to be honest with you, it's not sitting well.
Dude, I was
it's literally not sitting well.
Like, it's so bad.
Yeah. So she's scrambling to find a canned ham.
It's a bigger canned ham than what we had, and I think her canned ham was refrigerated. I could be wrong.
I think it was in the refrigerated section.
But I think it was a different type of ham than what we got. I just want to disclaim that right now.
Okay, fair enough.
Disclaimer.
So Luther goes to buy a tree, but is unable to get anything but a small, dried-up tree. That's not what you want on Christmas.
No.
The small is fine, but the dried-up part,
you need a wet,
can't have
sloppy tree.
You need a tree that is just slathered
in sap.
Luther attempts to borrow an indoor tree from neighbor Wes Trogdon, who is going away for a week, with the warning that he is not to damage it. Luther enlists Spike's help, which Spike is Eric Pursullivan, the young
dude from Malcolm in the Middle.
Dewey from Malcolm in the Middle, to transport the tree across the street, but the neighbors spot him and, assuming he is stealing it, call the police.
Mm-hmm.
Spike shows that Luther has Trogdon's keys and thus was given permission to borrow the tree. Nora comes home, having only been able to obtain smoked trout, and tells Luther to put Frosty on their roof, which fails when he and Frosty fall off, drawing the neighborhood's attention.
So what do they do then?
Once it is established that Luther is trying frantically to decorate his home, the neighbors, led by Vic, come out in force to help them ready it for Blair. Now, this is the thing, is that they're doing it for him.
Right.
They're doing it for her.
Yeah, they're not doing it for the parents. They're really just doing it for Blair and her Puerto Rican boyfriend.
BPC, her big Peruvian cock.
Oh, Peruvian. I'm sorry, not Puerto Rican.
Yes. I mean, what's the difference? So,
there is a difference.
The party starts off strong with Blair having no idea of the earlier drama. Enrique thanks everyone for the warm welcome. He says, "Gracias." And Nora thanks her neighbors for being
a strange old man, too.
Strong community. Luther, to everyone's disappointment, offers only a half-hearted toast. When Nora confronts Luther, he tries to convince her to still go on the cruise, but Nora refuses, disgusted that he's not happy that Blair is home. So, having a change of heart, Luther slips out of the house, goes across the street to the Skeels. Bev's cancer, once in remission, has returned. And knowing this may be their last holiday together, Luther insists they take the cruise instead and offers to look after their cat, which he hates, by the way.
Yeah, he hates the cat.
To allow them to go. At first, Walt and Bev decline, but ultimately decide to accept his generosity. Luther, whose holiday spirit has been renewed, finally admits to Nora that skipping Christmas was not a good idea until she suggested they should do it again next year, setting up a potential sequel.
And then what happened?
Nothing.
Because everybody hated this movie.
Yeah, there was no sequel. And, was it a good movie? I enjoy it. We watch it every year. I enjoy it.
You gotta watch it at least once.
Yeah, it's based on a book called Skipping Christmas by John Grisham, which was published in 2001. Yeah, so it was I mean, it's literally like the same plot and everything. It was just they just changed it to Kranks because they're cranky, I guess. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cranky bitches.
I'm assuming it's not. It wasn't. They weren't named the Kranks because they were cranking their hogs or anything, So, I got some trivia for you.
Okay. Here, let me move my stuff.
Got some trivia for you. All right. You gotta pick which one. We're gonna go back to doing this.
You guys missed this. Don't even answer. I know you did.
You gotta pick which one is fake of the three that I'm gonna read.
Okay, so what is it? 3 truths, 2 truths, and a lie?
2 truths and a lie, yes. 2 truths and a lie.
2 fakes.
Exactly.
2 fakes and a real.
Okay. Ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Ben Stiller was considered for the role of Luther Crank.
Okay.
In the novella, the Kranks drive a Lexus. In the film, it appears the Kranks are driving a 1989 Econoline van. Okay. And then this is my personal favorite trivia. Hold on one second. This one's true. I'm just going to tell you. Whoever wrote this is fucking retarded. Yep. I can't go one without saying it. It's crazy. During filming, it was reported the cast and crew had ingested over 10 pounds of fake snow. Now,
what?
That's a true thing.
10 pounds of fake snow.
Yeah, and I don't want to say the R word again, but how are you ingesting 10 pounds of fake snow?
Are you breathing it in?
I guess. I don't understand.
How's that not a lawsuit or something?
It's got to be fucking horrible for you.
Anyway, I think the second one that you said was a lie because I don't remember them driving an Econoline.
They drive an 89 Toyota. You picked that correctly. Good job.
Thank you.
There's really like this movie is like they just fucking so Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson were considered for the role of Luther Crank. Can you imagine? Like
Owen Wilson?
They're like, you're a Scrooge. He's like, wow.
Wow. I can't believe you'd say that about me.
I wish.
I can't do him.
Mark Wahlberg was also considered for the role of Luther Crank.
Fucking
Mind your own fucking business. We're not doing Christmas this year. We're going to Bermuda, and I'm fucking my wife in the ass. You understand? Anal only happens on vacations. We haven't had a vacation in 2 fucking years. I'm having her ass this year, Captain, okay? You got it? We're going to Aruba, and I'm cornholing her. You got that, Captain? So... just gotta break that out whenever I can. So one of the other funny things is that it's like so this is so stupid. Some of these people who go on these IMDb's,
yeah,
there are real trivias, and there are people like whoever wrote this stupid fucking trivia.
What?
When Luther walks into his office, a coworker says Santa Claus isn't coming this year. You might remember Tim Allen played Santa Claus in the Santa Claus trilogy.
That's just a fact that's in there?
Yeah, that's something
that's just something that somebody wrote on there.
Vince Vaughn was considered for the role of Luther Crank too. It says I can't do a Luther.
See, that
we're not going to do Christmas here. I don't know what to tell you. We're not going to do Christmas. I can't. That's just a white auctioneer. I can't do. I wish I could do.
Vince Vaughn has a very specific cadence.
The only I can do Mark
You
Wahlberg.
can do Mark Wahlberg.
Then there's a spoiler trivia.
Oh,
despite the title. The movie ends before Christmas because it's on Christmas Eve. Like, I guarantee you the same fucking guy. Yeah, I don't know.
That is a spoiler. We don't actually get to see Christmas.
Same guy wrote this one. After the party had already started, the burglar who lies about having kids trying to escape from the upper floor and walks out on the roof, Tim Allen's character yells, "Hey, get down for there," which was similar to him yelling at Santa Claus on the roof.
Oh my God.
The Santa
Claus. What is this cross reference? Like, what
I don't know.
Fuck?
It's so stupid. So stupid.
Oh my God.
Okay, real
That's
quick before
really
before we get done here, I have one thing that I want to one interesting fact. This is not from the trivia section. This is something that I found in my research. So
okay,
they were going to film on location.
In Chicago.
In a suburb of Chicago or just in the Midwest.
Okay.
They were also looking at the Twin Cities, which is where Jingle All the Way was filmed.
Yeah.
Because I mean, and you look at a movie like Christmas with the Kranks, and you look at a movie like Jingle All the Way, or you look at a movie like Elf, where they were filmed on location in the Twin Cities or the New York or Home Alone 2, and there's something about the Christmas feel of these movies that doesn't feel artificial.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Authentic.
It doesn't really feel like it's a movie happening at Christmas.
It's not like a real town.
Exactly.
You can tell.
Because it was not a real town. They were going to film in Minnesota. They were going to film in Chicago. They were concerned about the harsh weather that has shut down numerous productions. Fargo, Jingle All the Way was shut down for a blizzard. Oh. So the set was built over. They finally decided it took 12 weeks in California. In Studio, whatever, California, they built over 12 weeks. They built an entire town.
Oh,
specifically for this movie.
That's crazy.
And it was used in a bunch of other stuff. But in 2012, it was torn down over health concerns from toxic residue leaching into the ground.
Oh,
and one can only assume that. This movie starred Tim Allen, and I believe that some of his cocaine was leaching into the ground.
Cocaine?
Yes.
Cocaine? From Tim Allen?
Oh my God. Do you not know that?
He's a big cocaine head?
Oh, well, check this out.
Why don't I know any bad things about celebrities?
He was a...
You're on the gossip pages about celebrities. I know you are.
Okay, don't say it like that. Yeah.
I fucking know you are.
I take a peek at TMZ every once in a while.
Yeah, I know.
This is Tim Allen right there. Look. You see that?
Wait.
Yes.
That can't be him.
It is him.
With the mustache and the hair?
It's a sick mustache. He was in prison.
Wait, you know what? Maybe I did know this.
I think I've told you. I
familiar.
think he was arrested in 1978 for drug trafficking. He was a cocaine smuggler.
before he was famous, obviously.
Yes. He was no good about it. He did 2 years in jail, which is honestly a kind of cool story about. He was in his 20s. It doesn't say what time, but like he in his 20s he fucked up and he wasn't successful until later in life.
That's true.
So like sometimes
wasn't he on Home Improvement? Is that was his first thing or what?
I don't know if that was his first thing, but that was his first. That was what
Like
definitely made him
thing.
a star. Yeah.
It just shows you can turn your life around.
Yep, and you can still
Stop
enjoy
doing cocaine.
You can still enjoy cocaine.
No, you can't anymore because fentanyl is cut unless you know the guy.
Right, but in the 90s, you mean to tell me he wasn't improving some homes, little yacked up? I think
I'm sure he was still tooting.
the dude had 3 kids.
Snooting the toot.
He had 3 kids. He had to keep up with them somehow. But anyways, guys, that's the weed camp.
That's
That's
Christmas with the Kranks one.
That's Christmas with the Kranks on your bench ass.
You should watch it. Watch it again for old times.
You should watch it. If you haven't seen
last time
it-
you've watched it was when you were a kid. Just fucking watch it.
If you
again.
haven't seen it in a while, I absolutely agree with Lauren. You should watch it.
Do not try the canned ham. I'm telling you right now. Just don't. Unless that's your bag, baby. Then try it.
Have yourself a sloppy wet little Christmas.
That fucking ham was
sloppy.
and wet.
Anyways, guys, we will see you Wednesday. And
Got
let us
another one
know
coming for you.
what you think of this movie, or if you've ever had ham in a can, and let us know how you plan to make your Christmas wet and bright this year. Wet and merry.
Sloppy and
Sloppy
joyful.
and joyful, throbbing and joyous. I'm Caleb. With me as always is Lauren. This is the Weed Cap. Lauren, say goodbye to the folks at home.
Bye, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday.
We'll see. We love you.
Love
See
ya.
We love you.
Mwah.
Mwah.